Hi everybody and welcome to SkillUp. My name is Ahmad Akbari, and in this channel we work on improving our speaking skills to get a better score in IELTS speaking section. Today in our IELTS speaking part 3 class, which is focused on questions in part 3 of IELTS speaking test, we discussed a very interesting type of question which is called prediction question. In these types of question, as the name suggests, you are supposed to make prediction about the future regarding cultural trends, maybe scientific issues or societal observations. So if answering these questions are a little bit challenging for you, or if you have never seen them, I suggest watching this video for you. Thank you. Okay. So the last type of question in IELTS speaking, part 3, prediction questions. But first of all, before talking about this type, I want you to help me to review the types of questions that we have learned till now in this class in IELTS speaking part 3, and let's have some examples. Let's look at some examples. The first type of question that we discussed in this class was side-taking or opinion questions. And as you remember, these questions had different variations. For example, yes/no question. Should museums be free to visit? Should schools provide health education at elementary school, at high schools? Or agree/disagree. Do you agree that there is a right age for people to get married? Or maybe the third one was, as you remember, choosing from two options. Which one is better, working in a big company or working in a small one? Which one is better, studying alone or studying in a group? So as you could see, for the third types of question, you have two possibilities, two options, and you're supposed to just pick one of them and then justify it. Reasons, examples, advantages, results. And the other way of answering them was using it depends, yeah? You start answering with it depends and you give two branches, okay, A and B. In fact, when you say it depends, it means there is no direct answer here. You are talking about a specific situation, which makes your answer yes. And on the other hand, there is another scenario, which makes your answer no. And we discussed both of them. There were two ways. And there were another way which was interesting. And as you remember, in this strategy, first, we talked about public opinion, yeah? In the beginning, we say, okay, generally speaking, it is commonly believed that, or you can start like this, although most of the people believe that, then you expressed public opinion, mainstream idea. And then you said, but personally I think, and then you discuss your own idea. And this strategy was helpful because it can allow us to have two main ideas. The one is the one that public believes, which is not covered, and the other one is something that we want to discuss, and it's our personal opinion. So that was side-taking or opinion question. The second type of question we learned was why question. As you remember, the focus of the question in why questions is analyzing a cause and effect relationship. Why do you think people become workaholic? Why do you think children don't listen to their parents' advice? Why do you think some people keep changing their job regularly? Why do you think people in different ages like to listen to different types of music? So we understood that, first of all, we analyzed cause and effect relationship. And after analyzing this relationship, we usually extend the idea by talking about the advantages, disadvantages, example, or maybe situation in your country. The third types of question was solution question. And we understood they usually start with how can, or what is your suggestion, or in what ways. And the focus here is on a solution that you are supposed to provide regarding the problem that is expressed in the question, yeah? How can governments increase public awareness about environmental issues? How can parents make their children interested in reading books? So we understood that, first of all, we provide the solution, we present it, and then we justify it by its reasons and advantages, because naturally speaking, whenever you give a piece of advice to someone, you are supposed to support it, to somehow justify it. The next one was comparing question. And they usually start with what's the difference between or how has. We understood that there are 2 points of view. Each one should be covered. You can't take a side. You can't tell me which one is better, because without a doubt you will go off topic. I didn't ask you to tell me which one is better. I asked you to compare 2 different things. And for answering them, we understood there are 2 ways. First of all, we discuss point of view A. Then we use a transitional signal such as however. And then we discuss the second one. When we're talking about the first part, we don't mention anything related to the second one. And the second strategy was structuring the differences based on titles, yeah? From my point of view, the first difference is you give it as a title. And then you talk about A and B. So first of all, you put it in a kind of category for yourself. And if there's a second difference, again, we have the second title. And the second difference is about, mention it. And then talk about A and talk about B and make the comparison here. After that, we talked about classification question, and we understood that the questions requires us to classify. We will have a big idea, and then we are supposed to categorize it. The questions such as, what jobs require patience most? What kind of people need to have creativity at their job? As you can see, creativity at workplace is the main idea, and you're supposed to categorize the jobs. Or for example, what kind of benefits do you think traveling abroad can bring to people's life? So the focus of the question is benefits of traveling abroad, and you're supposed to classify them and explore each one, okay? And this is the last one, prediction question. First of all, I want you to listen to 5 sample questions, okay? You need to use your mic and read the questions for us.
Okay. Number 1, how will art exhibitions will change in the future?
Okay.
In the future, what changes will homes have? Do you think people will spend more time on leisure or work in the future? Do you think there will be more tall buildings in the future?
Okay, I have a question for you. Can you tell me what is the sample starters which can help us that the question is about the future? As you can see, most of them have the word what? Which?
Will.
Will, exactly. So how do you think something will change? In the future, will. So will and the future are the two things that are giving the signal that, okay, you are supposed to talk about the future. Okay, so the prediction is what we need. And please remember, will and in the future, what do you think will? They will help you to understand. Maybe when I'm mentioning it right now in the class, it is very obvious. But I promise you, on your test day, recognizing it a little bit stressful. Okay, so in our speaking part 3, first of all, knowing the focus of the question plays a key role in giving a well-connected answer. Because as an IELTS speaking instructor, I've understood that most of the time students are a little bit confused, because when they are listening to the question, they can't identify the focus of the question. When you know the focus of the question, at least 50% of your responsibility is done, because you know how to extend the idea without going off topic. And what should I do? And how can I answer this question? Let's have an example. Let's work on an example together. Please ask a question again.
How will art exhibitions will change in future?
You know, from my point of view, there will be a lot of online exhibitions in the future. And also, I think AI will be very helpful in the future in art exhibitions. That was my first answer. Okay? How was it? First of all, I think it was too short, yeah? Okay. And what was my prediction? As you can remember, using AI and online exhibition. Am I right? One of the, I don't know, pitfalls, one of the tricks of future prediction questions is that we make prediction, but still the answer is short. Am I right? In order to tackle this problem, I want to introduce this strategy. In this strategy, first of all, analyze the current situation. Because if you are making a prediction, basically you need a basis. How do you make this prediction? Can you tell me in what way did you understand it will happen? What was the basis of your prediction? And as you know, making prediction requires a foundation. You need to build something to make your prediction based on it. And this is analyzing the current situation to create evidence of foundation. And then use a transition and then make your prediction. It makes your prediction easy to understand and it gives you a well-connected answer. And even after that, you can elaborate on it. You can talk about disadvantages, necessity, or examples, or maybe disadvantages. Listen to me, I want to answer this question again. Mini, please ask the question again.
How art exhibition will change in the future?
Listen to me again, my friends. Considering the current situation, or simply you can say, nowadays, both of them are correct. They show that you're talking about the present. Considering the current situation that AI is playing a very considerable role in most of our people's lives, I believe that it will be a very clear prediction that art exhibitions will use AI in order to give information about maybe a piece of art in an art gallery or maybe an historical object. For example, when you visit a museum, an art gallery, and you're seeing maybe a painting, by using AI in the future, you will get a lot of information about the painter and everything that is related, maybe more examples of the same, maybe a piece of artwork. As you could see in the beginning, I talked about present situation, and then I provide the prediction. Me ask another one. Let's see it in another example.
In the future, what changes will homes have?
Listen to me. Nowadays we can see that technology is changing every aspects of homes nowadays. For example, we can see smart locks. We can see Internet of the Things. Most of home appliances are getting smarter and smarter day by day. We can see, some home appliances that you can turn them off or maybe turn them down, okay, when you're out of your house. So I believe that this trend in the future will even improve more, and we will see completely smart houses, which can be very convenient for people to live in. As you could see, I talked about the present situation and then I made a prediction. So this is the way that can help to guarantee you to have a well-connected answer. The second thing that I want you to talk about is fillers. Okay, first of all, speculation and uncertainty is an effective strategy. Predicting future is a very daunting task. Yeah? Even, scientists are struggling with predicting it. So as a person who is going to take IELTS exam, don't expect that much from me. And let's show that. And let's show our uncertainty, because it is normal. Predicting the future is something that you're supposed to talk about based on uncertainty. And it is a normal rule. So first of all, you can start with these expressions, maybe starters. You can say, I'm not a fortune teller. Do you know who is a fortune teller? A person with a globe, a person who has a globe and uses that globe to predict the future. And it makes it your response natural. To tell you the truth, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not that much sure, but I believe that nowadays, and start talking about the present. Or simply you can say, although predicting the future is difficult or impossible, I assume that, and then start. Okay, it's something like this. No one knows what future holds for us. Just God knows what will happen in the future. But if you ask me, I will say, and then start talking. And again, it makes your response natural because predicting future, as I told you, is very difficult. Any question? No? Okay. Before starting our next round of practice, I want to mention two important things that we learned today. The first one was from Sajjad, okay? In IELTS Speaking Part 3, when you have a problem, again, understanding the question, or maybe you're not sure that if you have understood the question correctly or not, please clarify, okay? I asked, when Sajjad wanted to answer, he wasn't sure that much, yeah? And he said, are you asking me that? It was very good. The question was, what was the question that we talked about? The last one. In general, yeah?
How do people assess the sex of the child?
How, in general, how do people maybe assess other people's sexes and you have this problem? Pardon me, are you asking me that, or are you asking me that to explain about the ways that other people can tell you about your sexes? Did I understand it correctly? Should I answer the same question? It was very interesting because it makes your communication very natural. It shows that you haven't memorized anything and you're communicating. It was great. And the second thing that we learned was from Yegane. If you can remember, when I asked her question, she wanted to buy some time for herself. What did she do? She repeated the keywords. And the question was, what are the topics that usually parents and children argue about? Or what are the causes of disagreements between parents and children? And she said, okay, the causes of disagreements between children and parents. Let me see. You know, I assume it is great. First of all, you are not hiding that you're thinking. It is very great. And it is natural. I trust you as your examiner. And apart from that, you are buying the time that you need. If you are in a hurry, if you just want to rush into answering the question, you will make a mess. I promise you, you will go off topic, your answer will be disorganized. So, on your test day, first of all, if you are not sure, do what Sajjad did. Pardon me, are you asking me that? Or should I answer this question that? It doesn't matter what you say, just say something in order to make sure what you have understood is correct or not. If what you have understood is correct, the examiner says, of course, yes. If it's not correct, they will say, no, I mean that. In both of these, so let's call it, it's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation for you as a candidate. And the second thing that we learned, as Yegane did, please, if you want to buy some time for yourself, take a deep breath, be smart, repeat the keywords, think, and then start with self-confidence. Yeah, use your mic.
For how many questions we can use these kind of strategies? Yegane's strategies and Sajjad's.
They're completely different, okay? First of all, we can say there is no limitation, okay? First of all, be relaxed to hear questions properly. But if it happens twice, okay, examiners don't have that much problem for that. Okay, feel free. It's worth doing that because otherwise your response will be off topic. Or maybe it is disorganized, and it is very terrible if you lose something, not because of lack of knowledge, because you were not sure. It is very bad. So, thank you. So we will work on the questions next session. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.